God is writing a fresh story right here in the heart of Concord. For over 200 years, CenterPoint Church has gathered in this city as a witness to the faithfulness of God. Through every season, through ups and through downs, God has been faithful, and He remains faithful today, and His story continues. And we are in the midst of this story as God continues to transform us. This story is alive, this story is vital, this story is vibrant, and this story is full of hope.
I have been coming to church here since I was a baby. 42 years of seasons and experiences. But as of now, I feel like we're coming out of those hard times, and we're learning what it means to become one, to become a family, to work together, to chase after God together and support each other in the process.
Just a few years ago, our church was in a difficult spot. There was anxiety, there was some confusion, there was even conflict, and it was scattering us in so many different directions. But even then, God did not forget us. In His faithfulness, He began to stir something fresh and new within us. God was renewing His church. But not just so that we could be satisfied and happy with it. No, He was renewing His church for His glory, for our good, and for the good of others.
During COVID, we had moved to the area, so it was a natural time for us to say, where are we going to go long term? And always stopped at the crosswalk and saw all these families going across the street. So we said, well, they at least must like families. So we'll check them out.
Our small group has been a huge source of support. It has made a large church body very small and very tangible. We've really felt connection through our small group first and foremost. As I looked back on it, I realized that's what connects us, really, is that we love each other and we love our church.
As we prayed and listened together as a church family, it became clear that God was calling us to trust Him more fully in order for us to be able to move forward together. And so we recognized that we needed to grow. We needed to grow in our ability to welcome our neighbors and those whom God would be drawing into our community. We needed to unleash God's love into the world more effectively. It was certainly a strength of this church for generations, but we wanted to continue to leverage that strength and grow in our ability to reach other people. And we wanted to take Jesus more seriously. His invitation to come and follow me, He said, and we wanted to follow Him. And we wanted to grow in our ability to do that. So there were a variety of meetings that seemed to all culminate in one big meeting. We called it the Bubble Up. 100 people gathered in our sanctuary around tables and prayerfully and humbly engaged together. Out of that Bubble Up session grew increasing clarity about what it would mean for us to move forward together. And this whole initiative was birthed out of that whole process. It was clear that God wanted us to move forward together. We would do so as we grew in our ability to be family and welcome others into it, as we grew as witnesses of the Lordship of Jesus and His love in the world, and as we grew as disciples, taking seriously His call to come and follow Him. In all of these ways, God has been moving in the life of our church more than we ever could have imagined.
What I saw God do over time was really help us to lean into how we did what we did rather than what we were doing. We really tried to become a people who trusted Him for what was going to be done, rather than trusting in those plans or even trusting in the people that we had. What started out as kind of the slogan, Forward Together, really became at the heart of who God was forming in us as a people that were together with each other and together with Him.
Since then, we've seen God move in incredible ways. He's showing us what it means to be His family, and as He leads us down this road, we're growing in a culture of love and authenticity, of safety and healing. It's remarkable how the doors have been blown wide open and God is drawing people to himself here. And one of the things we're seeing is people following him in baptism. As we grow as God's witnesses in this world, we're taking something that's been a strength of this church for generations. CenterPoint has been in the heart of the city with the heart of God on purpose. And we've served the needs of those that God has brought across our path. And we've been able to, over these years, grow in our ability to join God in unleashing his love into a love-starved world in very practical and tangible ways. As God's disciples, we continue to grow in our relationship with him, recognizing that none of us has arrived in our faith. There's always something more to discover about him and life with him. We're learning to slow down, to listen, and to abide with him. One of the things we've seen grow out of this Forward Together initiative is a beautiful guide curriculum called Abide, where we're learning how to help others walk in their relationship with Jesus and abide with him. And in this, we're seeing true life transformation for both the person who is new in their relationship with Jesus, as well as those who are guiding them more deeply into that relationship with Jesus. In all of these things, God is moving us forward together.
We started coming to CenterPoint. Actually, I was going through like a lot of personal things in life, and kind of felt God inviting me in to have that relationship with him. I had grown up coming to church, and so when we wanted to come back to church, I was like thinking, oh, where should we go? And I actually came to CenterPoint when I was like 7 or 8, and I just remembered, oh, it's that church on Main Street. I know about that place. So we started coming here. It was a little more off and on, but yeah.
It was completely new to me, but I was coming more so as just like support for him. I didn't have like a plan at all to start following Jesus. It wasn't my intention at first. I was just coming as moral support, and then I just felt called. I didn't understand it at first, why even coming like made me so emotional, and I'm gonna get emotional now, of course. But I had never explored the Bible. I didn't even know people read the Bible, really. I didn't know that was like a thing people did. I feel called to it, and now I know it's the Holy Spirit like calling me to that. We both started reading the Bible, and we both started like our actual walk and journey with God, and it changed my entire life. It was like a veil had been lifted from my eyes that I never even knew was there. And we're so grateful that everyone was so inviting, and we never felt judged or felt like, oh, everyone else knows so much more than us. Like, oh, this is awkward. Like they've always been so open, so yeah.
CenterPoint has been a longtime partner of his mansion. For decades, they've been a partner with what God is doing in his mansion ministry. CenterPoint has allowed our residents to come here on Sundays to worship, and so they're able to come, be accepted and welcomed into your congregation. They are experiencing the welcome of God in Jesus Christ. They feel the warmth of the love of God here.
So where do we go from here? That's a great question. And while the precise steps might not be perfectly mapped out for us, what we do know is there is an adventure that awaits. It's an adventure that awaits us as we learn to trust him and integrate the lessons we've been learning together through these past several years. What we know is that we, like the world around us, we are hungry. We are hungry for more. We are hungry to grow in peace, to have more sense of belonging and significance. And so we trust that God is moving us forward, that he is shaping us by his love to become for him a kingdom people, a community of his children who are learning to follow Jesus together. And in doing so, we are not only recipients of his love, we are ambassadors of his love as we join him in unleashing his love into a love-starved world. The adventure awaits. Let's follow together.